Hey, it's Chris. Can an iPad Pro really replace a laptop? So last year I got rid of a MacBook thinking I'd replace it with an iPad Pro, and that turned out to be a pretty big mistake. Fast forward until yesterday, and now I've got a MacBook Pro and an iPad Pro. So I thought I'd make a video explaining my experience trying to use the iPad Pro as my main mobile work computer. I guess I feel like I should maybe warn people to at least think twice before switching to an iPad from a laptop, especially in light of Apple's new iPad ads. Now, as reasons to switch from a laptop to an iPad, the ads say that iPads are faster than most laptops, have LTE like your phone, and a touchscreen that you can write on. Now, these are all obviously great features, but none of them made the iPad Pro a laptop replacement for me, at least as a work machine. And that little word there, work, that's where I made a big mistake. My work basically consists of editing video, doing some design, writing, and answering emails. And I convinced myself that somehow I could make all that stuff work on an iPad Pro. Now, normally I work out of my office, so the thinking was I could do all the heavy lifting on my iMac, and then when I'm traveling or hit a coffee shop or something like that, I could bring the iPad Pro along to try to fill in the gaps. But I never could get into a video editing workflow on the iPad, especially a 4K workflow. iMovie is a nice app, but it's really not a Final Cut replacement. Writing is pretty doable on an iPad though, with the right keyboard. And a while back, I actually made a video on choosing the best iPad Pro 9.7-inch keyboard, so make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. But the thing is, typing on the iPad Pro is really only doable on a flat surface like a desk or a counter. And it turns out I really missed the lap aspect of using a laptop. It's really hard to type on an iPad on your lap. And part of that is that most iPad keyboard cases don't have adjustable viewing angles, and that's really inconvenient. And then when it comes to design, I do really prefer using Adobe's Creative Cloud suite on the Mac over anything that's similar on an iPad. So to kind of summarize my experience, the iPad Pro just kind of ended up being too limiting. I was limited by workflow issues, form and accessory issues, and of course by the lack of certain professional apps. Obviously, one area where the iPad really excelled was with the touchscreen. I really love sketching out notes and apps on the iPad. But even then, I mostly ended up using it for quick web browsing, for reading, for occasional gaming, and most often as a wireless monitor when I'm shooting videos. So in all honesty, for the several months that I was trying to rely on an iPad Pro instead of a laptop, I ended up doing most of my work on my iMac. So now that I've got a laptop back, it's kind of a huge relief. I already feel a lot less limited in terms of what I can accomplish and where I can work. So right now, the reality is I'm probably gonna end up using both. One for serious work and one for surfing the web and sketching out an occasional note. So Apple CEO Tim Cook said a while back that the iPad Pro is a replacement for a notebook or a desktop for many, many people, and that they'll start using it and conclude that they no longer need to use anything else other than their phones. And at least for me, that definitely hasn't been the case, although the kind of work that I do is probably more niche than most people. So if you're trying to decide if the iPad Pro is right for you versus the MacBook Pro or any other laptop, maybe I can help. I'd say that the keyword here is work. If the majority of what you're gonna be doing is work related, then you can't beat the power of something like the MacBook Pro. On the other hand, if the majority of what you're gonna be doing is surfing the web or watching videos, maybe doing some sketches and some light typing, then the iPad Pro might be perfect for what you're doing. But I have a sneaking suspicion that most people could end up using both in different situations. And that's the kind of thing that makes the Microsoft Surface lineup start to look more appealing. So I want to like the iPad Pro as a laptop replacement, but for me, it's just not there yet. At the end of the day, if I had to choose between the MacBook Pro and the iPad Pro, I'd easily choose the MacBook Pro because it gets the job done. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments what's the best choice for you and why, and don't forget to follow @DailyTech, spelled Daily T-E-K-K, on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Subscribe!